Everybody ready? All right. Please I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you. Roll call.
Jeremy Ashcraft.
Here.
Teresa Popejoy.
Present.
Bob Bishop.
Here.
Charlie Hastings.
Here.
Joe Buck.
Here.
Gary Fox.
Present.
Chuck Liddell.
Here. Approval of the minutes from the October 1st, 2012 meeting.
Your Honor, I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote on minutes of October 1st, 2012.
Jeremy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Teresa Popejoy.
Yes.
Bob Bishop.
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck.
Yes.
Gary Fox.
Yes.
And Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Approval of the minutes passes on a vote of 7 in favor and 0 opposed. Under comments of the mayor, for those of you who haven't noticed yet, we have a stand-in for Carol Sue next to me, and Susan's quite capable, and I'm sure we'll do a good job. Carol Sue is at home recovering, and I want to wish her all the best and wish her a speedy recovery as well. Petitions or comments of citizens. Mrs. Van Vliet, can you come up to the microphone and state your name and address, please? Hello.
Margaret Van Vliet, 1607 Clifton Avenue, Logansport, Indiana. You know me so well. Okay. This is as of about 2 o'clock this afternoon. I talked to the clerk treasurer, and she said there were 118 city employees which would receive $1,000. And she said there were 5 part-time employees, and they would receive $500. And that's about 3% increase for 2012. Now, in July, they took off 34 cents for trash removal. And from July to December, that's $2.04. There are 5,890 householders. And I know the council said, treat everybody fairly, but that doesn't seem fair to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Thanks for coming. Are there any other petitions or comments of citizens? If you would, please come to the microphone and state your name and address, please.
My name is Anita Vernon. It's 9179 North County Road 300 West in Lucerne. We also pay taxes on a house here in Logansport. I wrote it down because I'm a teacher and I didn't want to forget. As a teacher, I have lost count of the number of times people have told me that I don't make enough for all that I do. While I would agree with them, the sad news is that my husband, who has been a member of the Logansport Police Department twice as long as I've been a teacher, makes less than I do. Being the president of the Logansport Teachers Union, I can appreciate that you are working with a finite amount of money and that you can't predict the future to know what your funds will look like from year to year. I realize that it becomes numbers in a spreadsheet, and in the end, you have to make a budget that is fair to the taxpayers as well as the employees. Between now and June, I would ask that you investigate the history of the wages and benefits for the Logansport Fire and Police Departments. In doing so, you will discover that 14 of their vacation days came in lieu of raises 2 different years. You will find that in 2008, it was the last year they received a raise on their base pay. In 2010, their longevity went from being unlimited to a cap of 25 years, and then a year later, it was reduced to a 20-year cap. I don't know of any other profession in which someone who, with more than 20 years of service, makes only $1,500 more than the new guy. In 2011, their holiday pay went from 12 days to 11. There's also a misconception that those who work a holiday are paid extra for that day. The guy sitting at home with his kids on Christmas Day makes exactly the same as the guy working the streets. In spite of feeling the pain from the cuts to their paychecks, they continue to give back to our community. Through the fire department collecting for the burnout fund or muscular dystrophy, to the police department's bike rodeo and shop with a cop, they give back to Logansport each and every year. At the recent Finance Committee meeting, it was stated that this council values and respects the police and fire departments. I can tell you that those who put their lives on the line every day for people they don't even know have waited years to hear those words from the City Council. We call them our finest or the bravest. We consider them to be local heroes. They do a job most of us couldn't do or wouldn't want to do. I respectfully ask that this council offer a compensation package that truly reflects the value and respect that we have for the Logansport Fire Department and the Logansport Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Thank
input.
you, Anita. Are there any other petitions or comments of citizens? Okay.
By the way, I want to make a comment. We've already decided to do a thorough study on the entire compensation package, so everybody will know. We would have liked to have already done it, but we haven't had time. But that's going to be the next thing that we do. Thanks.
Are there any reports from committees, boards, or commissions? No committee reports? Okay. Under old business, we have Resolution 2012-30, reimbursement to the funds of the tactical supplies for police. Councilman Bishop, please.
You say Resolution 2012-30?
Yes, Resolution 2012-30.
A resolution of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, approving the additional appropriations to the general fund. Your Honor, I call for a vote on Resolution 2012-30.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding Resolution 2012-30? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie East,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Resolution 2012-30 passes on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Resolution 2012-31. Councilman Hastings, please.
Resolution 2012-31, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, approving an additional appropriation to the general fund. Your Honor, call for a vote on 2012-31 resolution.
Second?
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote on Resolution 2012-31.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie East,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Resolution 2012-31 passes on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Resolution 2012-32. Councilman Ashcraft, please.
A resolution of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, approving the transfer of appropriations within the Public Works Department for the payment of a dump truck. Your Honor, I call for a vote on Resolution 2012-32.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding Resolution 2012-32? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote on Resolution 2012-32.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Resolution 2012-32 passes on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Ordinance 2012-30. Councilman Liddell, please.
An ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, approving the fee schedule for certain services within the Logansport Police Department. Your Honor, I call for a vote on ordinance 2012-30.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding ordinance 2012-30? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote on ordinance 2012-30.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Ordinance 2012-30 passes on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Ordinance 2012-31. Councilperson Popejoy, please.
Ordinance 2012-31, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, approving the issuance of the city's stormwater district revenue bonds and the execution thereof. Mayor Franklin, I call for a vote on ordinance 2012-31.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? See Superintendent of Utilities Hartman here if there's any questions. There are none. Call for the vote on ordinance 2012-31.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Popejoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Dow.
Yes.
Ordinance 2012-31 passes on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Ordinance 2012-32. Councilman Buck, please.
Ordinance 2012-32, salary ordinance for appointed officers and employees, an ordinance fixing salaries for appointed officers and employees of the City of Logansport, Indiana for the year 2013. Your Honor, I call for a vote on this ordinance 2012-32.
Second.
Your Honor, I have some motions I'd like to make. I want to pass them out to each council member,
Okay?
to the mayor, to the acting clerk treasurer.
Yeah, you'll do
Pass them down to Chuck.
Thank you, Mr. President.
First motion I make is to increase the mayor's administrative assistance to $29,104. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so there's a motion to amend. We're going to handle these individually.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been moved and properly seconded to amend the administrative assistant's salary to $29,104. Is there any discussion?
I have a question. This was brought before a vote on October the 1st and denied. What's changed since October 1st?
We'll have to vote and see, Teresa. What's changed?
I mean, why did you bring it again? My question
It's at
is,
my
why did you-
request. It's at my request.
Okay.
This would make that salary the same as the deputy clerk treasurer.
All right, I just checked, it's the same.
Exactly, correct.
Exactly.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any further discussion?
Which,
All right, we'll call for the vote on the first motion.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
No.
Teresa Popejoy,
No.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
and Chuck Liddell.
No.
Motion to increase the mayor's administrative assistant salary to $29,104 passes on a vote of 4 in favor, 3 opposed.
Second motion I have is a motion to increase superintendent of public works to $38,000.
That should be 48,000.
40, I should say 48.
48,000.
Okay, well, I just cut him 10,000.
too bad, Dan.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll call for the vote on the motion to set the salary for the superintendent of public works at $48,000 a year.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
No.
Teresa Popejoy,
No.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell,
No.
The motion to set the superintendent of public works salary at $48,000 a year passes on a vote of 4 in favor and 3 opposed.
Next motion is to increase police department salaries and fire department salaries as presented on the sheet to which I gave you. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, what,
That's the $1,200 roll-in?
no, that's not, is it? That's.
Yes, that is
Yes,
the
it is.
roll-in of the $1,200 holiday. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote on the motion to set the police department and fire department salaries as presented.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
No.
Teresa Popejoy,
No.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell,
No.
Motion to set the police and fire department salaries as presented passes on a vote of 4 in favor, 3 opposed.
Next motion is to remove the entire section pertaining to police and fire holiday schedule. Do I have a second on that?
Yes. Second.
Your Honor, we need to insert somehow, some way, we need to, well, I just need to state for the record in the minutes that we have removed this tonight and it's been rolled in. And so for future councils, this won't come up an issue again.
So you're asking for it to be noted in the minutes that
Noted in the
police
minutes.
and fire holidays are removed from consideration and future consideration in lieu of the fact that the holiday pay has proportionally been rolled into the base pay for police and fire salaries.
That is correct.
I think that states it. Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any other discussion regarding salaries for police department and fire department? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote.
Jeremy
I'm sorry. This is to remove the section
Right.
on page 4 of ordinance 2012-32 pertaining to police and fire department holiday pays, the holiday pay schedule. That's,
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Popejoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings,
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell,
Nope.
the motion to remove the entire section pertaining to police and fire holiday schedule passes on a vote of 6 in favor and 1 opposed.
Last motion is to increase the assistant planning director salary to $21,547. Second. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
Is this in lieu of the zone administrator's position that's on the salary schedule?
Yes, that was what was recommended to us the last time when we considered adopting this and making that part of the code enforcement officer's salary. So this would roll into the zoning administrator's salary. I'm sorry,
And we take the zone administrator off the salary schedule completely?
that's up to council, but that's what was suggested last time. I think that was the intent, but,
Well, it was off, but then we were putting it back on.
right.
This is, okay.
I wasn't sure how council wanted to proceed with that.
If we are going to do this, I would propose that the zone administrator be off the salary schedule, off of ordinance 2012-32.
Obviously, I do not intend to pay 2 salaries. I'm not sure how we want to do that. We were going to appropriate, I believe, consensus was $8,000 to go towards zoning administrator, and I'm certainly happy to do that.
Maximum.
Maximum, $8,000, exactly.
So what?
range of
We can do it either way, council. I just wanted to make sure that it was something that wasn't forgotten as it was last, or 2 weeks ago. It was just completely
It
overlooked.
wasn't on the salary schedule. We added it back in because that was going to be a separate position.
Right.
Again. And now if you're rolling that into the assistant planning director's salary, then I would propose to take it back off of the salary schedule.
It's entirely up to council what they want to do. Like I said, this was intended to not forget because, to my knowledge, it was completely omitted. It was taken off the last council meeting, a committee meeting. I wasn't able to attend. The budgeted or the requested amount was completely removed and not put back any place in the budget. This was merely trying to correct that oversight from that September 25th meeting. So we can, it's up to council. If you would prefer to leave it in the zoning administrator's line item, I think that would be
I think
best.
for accounting purposes, it'd be easier to take it off as zoning administrator and just put it into the assistant planning director's position.
And call it assistant planning and zoning.
Well, you can call it whatever you
I
want.
mean,
Yeah,
we have
it's
to have
just
zoning in there
Because
somewhere.
of because of the way perf says those positions have to be coded, is going to be assistant planning director, but you can increase the salary to include those duties. Rewrite the job duties to include that, or whatever
There
you
you go.
need to do. But I think we need to take it off, back off, since it's being rolled back into another position. We did that with the position that Dan Williams has. That position is the same in both the street department and the cemetery department as superintendent of public works, so there's no question that is one position.
Right.
We need a motion.
So you have a motion and a second right now. I believe, Teresa, that would do what you're asking to do. And then when you come to that portion of the salary or the budget, then you can make your motion to remove that.
Right now, I have, we got so many new sheets up here, but I have a zoning administrator still showing as minimum 5,000, maximum 10,000. So if
We're
this
going
is,
to take it out completely.
we're
Take
just
it
going
out.
to strike that line?
Completely take it out.
Okay.
So
That's
we
my
need to do that
recommendation.
under a motion, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, and she can do that when we get to that portion
All
of
right,
the
okay.
of the council meeting.
Okay.
So we have a motion and a second on the floor to increase the assistant planning director's salary to $21,547. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote on the motion to set the assistant planning director's salary at $21,547.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
No.
Teresa Popejoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop.
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
No.
The motion to set the assistant planning director's salary at $21,547 passes on a vote of 5 in favor and 2 opposed. Now, ordinance 2012-32 in its entirety. Is there any more discussion, any more amendments?
Mayor Franklin, I would recommend an amendment to that ordinance. Remove the zone administrator line from the community development salary schedule.
Second.
Okay, you have it in there, and I'm still working off the old sheet. Let me get to the new one. Okay. We have a motion to strike zoning administrator from the community development department's budget. Is there a second?
Yeah, I seconded.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron.
No, that's okay. I just want to say if that is taken off our line item, if we can make assistant planning director / zoning administrator so that new administrations don't have a confusion of who's supposed to be doing that job. I was just thinking that that might be good for future reference. So if that is striked tonight, so.
What do you mean by who's doing that job?
The zoning administrator is actually written into our zoning ordinance, and so there actually needs to be someone that's named the zoning administrator, and just upping the assistant planning director, that still doesn't name him the zoning administrator.
That leaves that
so-
open?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is if you do that, I'd just like it to be assistant planning director slash zoning administrator, so we know that he is, or whoever would be in that position, would be both. Is the only reason why
I
I
don't
say
see a
that.
problem
I
with
don't
that.
see any
No,
problem.
Yeah.
there's no problem.
Is there a
So under-
perf issue with that?
Under Community Development Director, under Community Development
Yeah.
Department, we're going to have zoning administrator slash assistant planning director.
Yes.
I suggested it first.
Where the hell is it?
Okay, pardon me while I have a sidebar.
He had down what his LMU contribution was. Looking for it, can't find it.
It's a perf issue if you pay a person out of 2 line items in 2 perf positions. This isn't 2 line items, this is 1 line item, 1 paid position. That's why it's not a perf issue.
Right. Okay, so, council, I want to make sure we have this right. We're going to strike the assistant planning director out of the plan commission and have a zoning administrator, assistant planning director under the community development department with a total salary of the earlier mentioned 21,000,
21,547.
21,547.
Your Honor, I have a question for Chris, or Aaron. Aaron, are we correct that it's 50-50 county and city on this salary?
It's 50/50 based on he's the zoning administrator for the county and an assistant for the city, but with adding an additional job, the zoning administrator, he currently is not, that would kind of change up that. Previously, we were a plan commission, or a planning department of 4, but it's now been down to 3, so
You know what LMU contributes on that?
they don't contribute anything.
Oh,
Count.
It's
It's
I-
county.
it's county.
County,
county, right.
county and city.
And
Okay.
it would have been whatever.
So
we
what
were
does this
paying.
make his total salary?
I do not have that. I don't have what county actually puts forward, but it would be whatever the part that you put forward
Yeah,
before.
I have it, and I've lost it.
It's about $33,000 prior at a 16.5. And we raised it to 21, so that's going to put him at about 38 plus or minus $500.
So we've raised it 5,000, right?
Right.
Okay.
And the county won't be
As long as that's clear.
required to
No, the
match that agreement. And,
Right.
county will not match it.
Okay,
We've added duties.
got that clear. I'll make sure that's clear before we vote it on.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay. On the motion, we'll take the vote.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes?
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
no.
That motion passes on a vote of 6 in favor, 1 opposed. Ordinance 2012-32 in its entirety.
I'd still like to offer an amendment, Your Honor.
Okay?
On ordinance 2012-32, I'd like to offer amendment to make the new maximum for the zoning administrator slash assistant plan director $24,547.
So you're raising it up higher?
Yeah.
It would be the 8,000 that was the original intent, Bob, is, I think.
That's
where-
the max?
That would be the max.
Right.
Okay.
I have a motion, but there has been no second.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I would call for a vote on the subsequent motion to the assistant planning director salary to change the amount to the $24,547.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
No.
Teresa Cookjoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes?
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
Yes.
Motion to set the Assistant Planning Director's salary at $24,547 passes on a vote of 6 to 1. Is there any further discussion or any other amendments? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote on ordinance 2012-32 in its entirety.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Popejoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
No.
Ordinance 2012-32 passes on final reading on a vote of 5 in favor and 2 opposed.
No.
I'm sorry?
6 to 1.
6 to 1, I'm sorry, 6 to 1. Ordinance 2012-32 passes on a vote of 6 in favor, 1 opposed. Ordinance 2012-33. Councilman Fox, please.
An ordinance fixing the annual salaries of elected officials of the city of Logansport, Indiana for a period beginning January the 1st, 2013, ending December 31st, 2013. I motion for the ordinance of 2012-33.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion regarding ordinance 2012-33? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote on ordinance 2012-33.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Popejoy,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
No.
and Chuck Liddell.
No.
Ordinance 2012-33 passes on a vote of 5 in favor, 2 opposed. Ordinance 2012-34. This is the budget, and I would call on Councilman Bishop.
Ordinance 2012-34, 2013 appropriations and tax rates. Your Honor, I call for a vote on ordinance 2012-34.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for the vote on ordinance 2012-34.
Jeremy Ashcraft,
Yes.
Teresa Popejoy,
Yes.
Bob Bishop,
Yes.
Charlie Hastings.
Yes.
Joe Buck,
Yes.
Gary Fox,
Yes.
Chuck Liddell.
No.
Ordinance 2012-34 passes on a vote of 6 in favor and 1 opposed.
Hallelujah.
Next, we have Resolution 2012-34, and I would call on Councilman Hastings. And
Resolution 2012-34, a resolution of the Common Council of the City of Logansport, Indiana, granting real property tax abatement to Tube Fabrication Industries Incorporated for certain equipment located within the City of Logansport. Your Honor, call for a vote on Resolution 2012-34.
Second.
it's been moved and properly seconded. Prior to the meeting starting, I spoke with Mr. McNarney, who is the representative for the Logansport Economic Development Foundation. He wished to address the council before the vote and during the discussion. Mr. McNarney, if you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pat McNarney for the last 37 years, 2522 North Street here in Logansport. Now, newly elected president of the Economic Development Foundation, Jim Hayden, would have been here, but he was called away and asked me to come and be certain that our organization is fully in support of this tax abatement. Any economist worth his or her salt would tell you that in order to attract a new industry to town, it sometimes takes years with results that are uncertain. But the very best way to promote economic development is by expanding existing industry. And so we would hope that this committee would take this action with a wonderful opportunity of supporting a proven industry that's here and the results are proven. As a private citizen, I want to express my appreciation to the mayor for moving this project along. It somehow or another didn't get the attention that it needed when things were changing at LDF, and so the mayor stepped in and moved it to where it is right now. And so thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Council.
Your Honor, I have question.
Me too.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
No.
I have one also.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was not able to make this meeting, and I have one, I don't know, Jeremy, you might be able to answer this. On the memorandum here we have, it has that they will not drop below $1,064,000. If they do, they will not seek abatement. That would be below the existing employment now, and so what I'm looking here is, I'm curious about is that at 45 jobs now, they're at 1.15 million in jobs. Add 9 jobs, that's another 180,000. That's 1.33 million. So that's quite a bit lower. I mean, that would be the amount. I mean, they could actually lose jobs and still get their abatement at that price line.
Susan, did I forward you the new memo of understanding? Because I hear where you're coming from, and you're right, but I don't think that's right, because Judy was going to redo that, and I'm pretty sure I sent that along. I must have missed it. I was looking through things. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because this is Sandy's
I
thing.
emailed that to you because I caught this the other day, but everything else figures out right.
Councilman Hastings, while Councilman Ashcraft is looking for that answer, did you have something?
Yeah, are you guys from, okay, I just have one question. Say you're on the floor, you're working, at one of the 45, what's your average wage? I mean hourly? How much?
$10.
This abatement's for $10 an hour.
$10,
Figures at
okay.
$10.
So that'd be about the average, you think? Okay. All right.
Yeah, because that's where the 180,000 comes in at 9 jobs.
Yeah.
Comes in at $10 an hour for a 40-hour-a-week job.
They work 40 hours or they work more? Just basically 40? Is there any, will their wages be going up any in the next year or two? I mean, how do you?
We just raised their starting wage effective about a week ago.
Oh, okay.
So that probably won't.
What's the difference between the starting and the ending type higher wage?
We don't have a cap on it. We have new employees over there. We have one individual, he's been there for 30 years. I don't know what the average, we have so many units now. I would say at the most, maybe around $16.
Okay, that's good enough. That's close.
And they do accrue overtime.
So the longer you're there, the more
Oh, yes.
your rate goes up.
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you know about this memorandum?
I don't know exactly how, Julie Ellis is out of the country at the moment. I don't know exactly how she came up with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure who figured this.
Judy would have done it, and for one reason or another, I'm finding 3 different ones with 3 different firms.
Would you mind coming to the microphone, stating your name and address and who you're representing, just for the record? Both of you can come up if you like.
Yeah, you both can come.
I'm Danielle Hirschberg. This is Troy Zimmerman. We are part of the management group at 2 Fabrication. We will try to answer questions that you have. However, Julie Ellis, president, handled this entire operation here with us.
So she'd be more well-versed in the
Definitely.
questions we're asking.
Yes, but we will attempt, to answer what we can.
Except she was called away to China.
China, yes, sir.
Business trip in China.
Well, I'd like to see this number be up to that 1.15 anyway. So I don't see a reason why we would give it abatement to lose jobs, so.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
I know it doesn't make sense. I've found over the years, just my experience has been that whoever it is, they like to come in with a guarantee less than what they project. They obviously project more than that, but they also don't want to promise something that they're absolutely not certain that they can deliver. I'm just looking at the numbers here, running them. This is like a 12.5% abatement. We gained 12.5% on almost $1 million investment. So over the long term, yes, I agree with you in that you would like to have some guarantees, but the property taxes do come on over the period of time, and within 2 years, we're receiving 25%. If this project doesn't move forward, we receive nothing.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just.
The last email I got from Judy released revised memo of understanding that companies typically allow abatement if their wages are above 80% of the projected salaries indicated on the SB1. The original document was for 100% of projected. Approval of the abatement is still at the discretion of the council, of course, and if the wages fall below 80% due to unforeseen circumstances such as a decline in the economy, council could still choose to grant.
Okay, is that 80% of the 1.3 and the 1.1? For the 45 jobs or the 54 jobs?
54.
I would think, but.
Yeah, looks like 80% of the 54.
Okay. Well, obviously, we have to have that rewritten.
Just has to have second reading that can be corrected for the
Right,
second.
okay. Is this a,
I'm sorry.
This is not, this is just a resolution.
This is the
Resolution.
final
Sorry,
reading.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
So we better have that right. Read it.
Excuse me. Honestly, I don't-
well, there's nobody here to authorize that. So.
I do know that they're wanting to break ground and get going by the end of
All
the
right.
month in order to.
Let's just reflect this in the minutes that we've questioned this, and I'll prove it the way it is,
Recommend approval.
and but we're going to expect that this
Correct
stays
amount.
at the 45 jobs at least.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You might have
That
you
sounds
might
much
have
better.
her send us a new one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at 45 to maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other questions?
That'll take care of it. Thank you.
Okay, hearing no other, is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote on Resolution 2012-34.
Jeremy Ashcraft.
Yes.
Lisa Popejoy.
Yes.
Bob Bishop.
Yes.
Charlie Eastman.
Yes.
Joe Buck.
Yes.
Gary Fox.
Yes.
Val.
Yes. Good to go.
Resolution 2012-34 passes on first and final reading on a vote of 7 in favor, 0 opposed. Resolution 2012-35.
Thank you.
Thank
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Councilman Hastings, please.
Resolution 2012-35, transfer of appropriations for the mayor's office. Your Honor, call for a vote on Resolution 2012-35.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Does this require committee meeting? I don't recall that this has been brought before a committee for discussion.
October 4th, our records reflect that an October 4th committee meeting. I wasn't there. I was out of town on October 4th. But
I didn't attend it.
October 4th.
I was there, but I sure don't recall any discussion whatsoever in regards to this.
Who would have brought it
resolution-
forward?
I'm sorry?
Who would have brought it forward? on
Carol
the-
Sue. Carol Sue was asked to bring it forward.
I thought we
I
talked
wasn't
about,
at that meeting, so
these were
my
for
first one I missed.
transfers for Chris.
No, these are in the mayor's budget.
Okay.
And I do apologize, council, I was out of town that day, I don't know.
For
I
sure,
can't remember
sure,
October.
Just a minute, I got my notes.
yeah.
The only meeting I have called for that day is a Public Safety Committee meeting.
One meeting I missed. And all this action happened. See, just goes to show you.
Might not have happened.
I know I believe there was an email that went out asking us to be placed on the October 4th
Yeah,
agenda.
that did go out. But, I mean, as far as the request for this.
See anything, Teresa?
I don't
Oh,
have
I
any
can-
note whatsoever.
We can just do it on the November meeting. We'll have a committee meeting before then.
It's not such a small amount.
No.
Do you want to suspend the rules on that, or?
You know, I don't think it's worth it. We'll just do it the
Okay.
November meeting. It's not a big deal.
You want me to loan you the money?
Yeah, I need a loan.
All right, so is there a motion to table this?
So I'll make a motion, we table it.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. I think that's all it takes, all it requires to table.
Just skip.
Resolution 2012-35 is tabled. Is there any miscellaneous business, including matters not already considered? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to